start.
Oh, but you know what? I think we're gonna make we're gonna make lemonade out of these lemons.
Oh,
aren't we?
we're gonna make
'Cause that's
love
what
out
we
of these
do.
lemons.
We're gonna make love out of
We're
these.
gonna make love
Hi,
to this-
everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to the
everybody.
Ramble Presents Good Willow Hunting.
We do.
And it's not just Eddie and myself.
No.
Right there we have Cody Viafania, who's still on vacation,
He's in
but
his,
in a new hotel.
He's in his beat-off room.
He is. He's in the beat-off room.
'Cause that's what you do in hotel rooms.
That's right.
You destroy them with semen.
jerk
I
off
mean-
the second you check in.
Technically, Eddie, isn't every room in a hotel a beat-off room?
Technically, yes.
Kind of is. The whole thing.
I think women never know that. Women
no.
don't know how much men masturbate in hotel rooms.
Because they're too stupid.
They really are.
They're too dumb.
They don't realize how much we take advantage of a hotel room.
Brutally. In this show, what we do is we take films that young Cody has never seen.
Right.
And Eddie and I want to make him a film critic.
Right.
A
Well,
respectable film
yes,
critic.
that's the key word.
Respectable.
Anyone
film,
can be a
anyone.
film critic.
But to be a
But to be a
respected one.
respectable film critic.
Come on.
There's a
You know-
certain number of films you have to have seen.
I would think you'd have to have at least seen anything with Robert Zadar in it, so he's getting close.
Absolutely.
Maniac Cop
Yes.
2? How is he a critic if he hasn't seen Maniac Cop 2? I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't know.
Killer Clowns from Outer
Killer
Space.
Clowns from Outer Space. How
That'd
you
be-
can't be a critic. So here we are. Cody is on vacation. He's got some choppy Wi-Fi, so the audio might be kind of weird when we go to him. So sorry about that, but it'll just be for this episode and yesterday's ramble.
Yeah.
That's the only time you had to worry about
Right.
that. And then it's after that
We're in the clear.
home free.
It's back to old rambles.
Back to old ramble style. Do us a favor, will you? Hemp Vita.
Oh, hold on.
Or would you say? Oh,
There
God.
it is. There it is.
Oh man, hemp or do we say hemp Vita? Hemp Vita. Hemp Vita.
We should probably say Hemp Vita, just so
Hemp
people don't
Vita.
get confused.
And they type in the wrong thing.
Right. If we
Because
say
nowadays you can't say anything even remotely that's not the exact what you mean, or else it's going to be misinterpreted.
Right, and we don't want that. We don't want to find
that.
folks at Hemp Vita
Vita
to
not get that dollar, and then we
that
don't
cheddar
get
cheese.
those.
Right.
We don't
Right.
get it.
We don't get the ducats.
It leaves us too. So that's why the ducats. Right.
Hemp Vita.
HempVita.com. They sponsor the Ramble. So do us a favor. Go pick up their shit. They got CBD products, all the products.
do.
The tinctures,
They
the
do.
gummies, the vape juice, the vape pods, the pep products, the lotions. Use broad spectrum CBD
Have you given the cats
oil.
some of the pet stuff?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
fuck
digging
yeah.
it.
Oh, they're loving it.
They've
they get
never
high
looked.
as fuck.
They've never looked healthier.
Thank you. See? Can I force it on them? Force it on them. I fuck them up and then I give it to them. And
You put the gummies in their butts.
yes, I do.
You make 'em
I beat the shit out of
suppositories.
them first. The combustible stuff. Anyway. It's broad spectrum CBD
The
oil.
broadest.
And you would think it was probably THC, right?
Probably jam packed.
None.
None. It's
And-
not overflowing with THC.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so if those aren't.
Right, but
you're
the-
going to at
the
least assume
combustibles have to
flowers,
have.
pre-rolls are
Right.
going to have it.
The combustibles have to have it.
Less than 0.3.
The combustibles have less
Less
than
than
0.3.
0.3.
Wow.
Hemp Vita will only use it. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Hemp Vita
Hey,
will
buddy.
only use industrial hemp grown in the.
USA.
And it's organic with no GMOs.
Ho! Tough guy.
Look at that. The CBD is legal, will not get you high. All of Hemp Vita's products meet the 2018 Farm Bill, which was signed into law December of 2018 and signed into our hearts
Yeah.
in December of 2018, effectively legalizing hemp at the federal level by removing it from the federal list of controlled substances and classifying it as an agricultural commodity. Cody, you're ready to order it right now.
Right.
How are you not? It's a done deal.
Is it a done deal, though? I feel like there's an extra step here.
Okay, then. You go to hempvita.com. You type in the Ramble as your keyword. 15%
What?
off. How
Get
about
out.
that? So do
Get
that.
out
Bam.
of here.
Do the Ramble a favor. Do Hemp Vita a favor. Go
Wow.
pick up some of their products. Ramble, RAMBLE, 15% off. And here
And
we
here's
are.
a little extra code. If you type in the Ramble,
You get 0.
You get 0% off.
So Ramble.
So that's
Only
two options.
Ramble.
You have
two
two
options.
options.
So I would go with the Ramble. I would go with Ramble
I would go
option.
Ramble.
Go Ramble only option, not the Ramble. Ramble only option. Cody, now it's
Yeah.
time to talk. G.I. Joe, the animated movie, which due to your traveling and Wi-Fi constraints, you were only able to see about half an hour of it.
Well, so here's what happened.
Okay.
So I started watching it a couple days ago.
Yes.
And then I was like, I'm on vacation. I'm enjoying myself. I need to turn this off and go
Because
like,
you're
stand
enjoying
outside
too
on
much
the
of
water.
your vacation.
Right. You were missing the water because you were so into the movie, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And you knew
so
if you kept
I was
watching
gonna,
it, you keep watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was going to catch up today, and then today has been the shit show of all shit shows. So I am woefully unprepared, and I have only seen maybe 30 minutes of it.
Oh, it's all right. Eddie and I can do the heavy lifting on this.
But yeah, please do, because I got
You saw
very
where
little.
Duke got stabbed with a snake.
No, that's way later. That's
that
that's
doesn't
near
happen in the
end.
first act.
That's like third act.
That is third act, isn't
That's
it?
Here's-
the third act.
Here's
Okay.
what I can tell you. It starts off. I was telling this to Jerry earlier.
Yeah.
I was commenting on Transformers, the movie about like the '80s cheese dick rock and roll.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And this movie starts off with a real banger. of a
Dum,
song.
bum, bum. Crashing through the sky comes the fearful cry of Cobra. Cobra.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
quite the jump start.
You know what I think is the funniest thing? That I watched it last night to
Yeah.
refresh. I mean,
Yeah,
it was sad how much I instantly remembered of it
Oh, I
while
love that
watching
movie.
it. But I was watching it last night, and I think the funniest thing is the ultimate weapon is the BET. And I think it's funny. We've got to get the BET.
The BET cannot fall into the hands
Cobra
of
cannot
Cobra.
get their hands on the BET. We need the BET in order to. And back then it was like, yeah, sure. Now,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Now it's hilarious.
It's the funniest
but
thing
they had no
ever.
idea how hilarious they were making it.
They didn't
when they made it.
realize. They did not realize. So, Cody, your impressions of the first 30 minutes.
So it seems like Cobra Commander's a real like he has no chill. He seems to be a very
Oh, yeah.
It's very
on
neurotic.
edge person.
He's
very
on edge.
neurotic.
Yes.
Does a lot of cocaine.
That's pretty
He
obvious,
does
right?
That's super obvious.
Super
Well, he
obvious.
just does it right off his mask.
Right off the
It's
mask.
mirrored.
Just right in there.
Just-
Yeah. He just takes it off, flips it around. And now what did you know of the lore going into this? Did you know anything?
No, which is the other thing I was going to say next, which is that I feel like Transformers, it was another one of those things where if you are not familiar with the story in some way, you're lost.
Yes.
And I was
Oh,
lost.
absolutely.
Did you not see the Channing Tatum movie or the Rock movie?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
So
see
okay,
those.
and the thing is, and you're extra lost in this one because they're like 4 years of story that you're jumping in on.
Yeah.
And
well, this was 87, right?
yeah,
And G.I. Joe
88, I think something like that. Yeah, 87.
G.I. Joe
I
had
think
been
you're right.
running
83,
since early 80s,
84
83,
maybe,
84. It's around
some-
Transformer time.
Yeah, it was
I
a
believe.
long.
Might even before that.
There was a lot of lore there, and that's why there's like 85,000 characters in the movie too.
Yes. Because G.I. Joe did not start off that way. They have been adding characters
Yes.
every season, much the way Transformers had been doing.
just keep cramming new toys for kids
Yeah.
to buy, and it just got it. So they were trying to now Duke, the leader of GI Joe, the blonde guy, was supposed to die a very noble death in the film Saving Flint, voiced by Don Johnson,
Yes.
his younger half brother.
Who wouldn't keep doing it later on in the TV show?
He would not,
No.
would he?
He only did it for
walked
the
away.
motion
He did the
picture.
movie, and that was it.
I feel like Don Johnson was maybe just like they pulled him in off of a set of something,
Do
and
you
he
think
just
Don,
like,
Don Johnson had any idea what he was
Do you,
doing?
right? Do you think that took 20 minutes for him to record that movie? Do you think maybe 20 minutes? Do you think they just lied and said these are audio
He
pickups?
probably recorded during downtime between Miami Vice
Right.
tapings.
I wonder if they just told him, like, look, this is stuff Crockett's saying. Just go. And he just like, all right, it's for a future episode. Okay. And he just says
You're
it all.
undercover as Flint.
Yeah. And that's- oh, fuck. And then I think what Cody missed is Sergeant
I
Slaughter.
was like, all right.
Did you see any Sergeant Slaughter?
I didn't. I saw the credit. I did not
Yeah.
see Sergeant
Oh,
Slaughter.
you cut off right about the
Oh.
time when they send Flint to the slaughterhouse. And Sergeant Slaughter, does he carry the movie?
Oh, it's a vehicle for Sergeant Slaughter.
I
The
mean, it's-
movie is solely a Sergeant Slaughter vehicle.
Well, what I think is weird is Nemesis Enforcer, when you first see him, he lifts a tank with his bare hands. And Sergeant Slaughter somehow beats the fuck out. It's a squash match. Sergeant Slaughter has no problem just beating the living shit out of the thing. This thing's like 9 feet tall.
and he obliterates. It's a
I
squash
mean,
match. It's a Saturday morning.
It's the only reason Nemesis Enforcer
Yeah.
had an edge was the first time they fought. He threw that spore in his face.
Yeah, that was it.
And then it distracted him.
Right.
But without that, it was just like what am I watching?
It was Ultimate Warrior versus Barry Horowitz.
Right. It was just like, what the fuck? It was just the biggest. And as a kid, like, there were just so many characters. So, like, all my favorites were Snake Eyes and Gung Ho. They were just, let's just write them off of this movie in the first 5 minutes.
Well, they were trying to push the
The
new
new
toys.
Tunnel Rat and
That's all
Flint
this was
and
about.
Jinx. Yep. And
Serpentor.
Serpentor. And now Serpentor, Cody, you saw him, the leader of Cobra. It was Cobra Commander. But then Major Blood decided to create.
who I don't know if you know this or not was a dentist.
He was a
orthodontist.
dentist. He was an orthodontist who turned.
Who was his whole backstory was he was trying to create a way of mind control to alleviate pain during dental procedures.
Yes.
And he found out that he could control minds with it.
Was that Dr. Mindbender or Major Blood?
No, that was Dr. Mindbender.
So it was Dr. Mindbender who made him, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Along with Major Blood and Destro, they all colluded together
to create Serpentor. So they took the DNA of, was it 6 or 7
of was it Napoleon?
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, like all these
Genghis
Khan, like all these
left
famous.
out Hitler.
They left out Hitler.
They didn't put
any Hitler in there.
Is this in the movie?
No, this is before the movie. See, this is how lost you are.
This is the backstory.
This is what you missed. So, but the funniest thing is they had to get. It was like Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and then Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah,
they needed the DNA of Sergeant Slaughter to finish it. God,
because when you think of the pantheon of the great all-time leaders, it's Alexander the Great, Napoleon,
Sergeant Slaughter.
Not in that order.
Did Vince McMahon give Slaughter the push G.I. Joe gave him?
No.
I mean,
no. Even when he won the title. Even when he beat Ultimate Warrior for the title.
Right, he had to turn Al-Qaeda. He had to turn. It was fucking.
Hasbro gave Slaughter the biggest
biggest push it ever got. Now, the only thing that bums me out is I wanted more depth from Slaughter in the movie. Like, I wanted him to maybe deal with, like, a dying kid or something. You know, I wanted him to really act, to let loose, you know? Like, or maybe he has a big fight with Scarlet where he's like, you fuck once and leave, and that's it. You know, what was that about?
I gave you everything. Leave like all the rest.
You're going to leave like all the other women in my life? Like, I wanted that. Or
something
maybe
where there's
something.
He's had some loss.
Right.
You want to see some loss in there.
And why wasn't the fridge in this?
I don't think the fridge panned out.
Yeah.
The fridge was around right after 85.
Yep.
They introduced the fridge.
He was a mail-in figure, Cody. William the Refrigerator
It was
Perry.
like 5 proofs of purchase.
Was a mail-in G.I. That's what Sergeant Slaughter.
And Duke was.
And Duke.
A Duke originally was.
A Duke. And it was a...
and you got the fridge who had a 72 jersey on, which I guess was standard Army issue.
Standard Army issue jersey.
What I wonder is, like, was there like a store brand G.I. Joe that had like even lower rent characters?
Oh God! There's you like a GoBots? You mean like what GoBots was to the trend? No, I don't think there was.
There really wasn't.
There really was. G.I. Joe had the lock. Nobody even tried. They were like, we can't compete with this.
I remember they tried one point. I don't know if you remember that. I think it was called Iron Eagle or something like that. And it was like they weren't 3 3/4 inch.
Right.
They were like
a little smaller,
2 inch, and they were die-cast metal.
That's right.
And I think for a moment they tried to compete.
Yeah, it didn't.
And then they had was it Sergeant Rock?
Yes, from the comic book.
From the comic book,
yep.
They tried to turn that into a toy line,
it didn't work. You couldn't fuck with G.I. Joe.
You couldn't fuck with G.I. Joe.
So I guess same thing with Trans, because GoBots failed. They had a minute, but they didn't.
GoBots had a minute.
They didn't push
there was
like
that small
Transformers.
contingent you'd always have in grade school. Like,
right.
I like GoBots.
Like,
you're fucking
you're
idiot.
a moron.
You're a moron.
Fuck you.
Get out of here. 3 clicks and it's a jet.
Shut
3
off.
moves and it's walking.
This is
Fuck
stupid.
off.
Fuck you.
It should be complicated. It should take you 15 minutes to turn it into a car.
Now, one thing that the film, I think looking back, it's not a cheery movie. It is a very bleak. I mean, there's a lot of, not death, but there's a lot of just your heroes getting fucked up pretty quick.
Yeah.
That always scared me as a kid. Roadblock, losing his vision.
Yes.
And then that weird buddy movie thing with him and Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
So Cobra Commander fails for the last time, and Serpentor gets his hands on the BET. And so you find out that there's, Cody, a thing called Cobra Law, which has been around for centuries, millennia.
Which, if you follow a lot of conspiracy theories of the lizard people that live under Los Angeles,
they might have gotten this from this.
You can really pull a lot of the modern day lizard people conspiracy
Cobra
theories
Law.
Come from Cobra Law.
Because Cobra Law is led by Globulus, who's voiced by the great Burgess Meredith, who's a giant half snake, half human.
His finest role.
Oh my God, by a mile. Better than Mickey, better than the Penguin. Cobra.
And how aware was he of his role? Was it Orson Welles-ian?
No, because he went with it. Burgess was like, I got this.
Yeah, he didn't Don Johnson.
Nah, he didn't mail that in.
He's like,
I'm going all in for this.
I'll do it.
I'll be Globulus. And so Cobra Law, so Cody, they were sick of the fact that they ran the Earth.
They ran the. It's literally the lizard people conspiracy theory.
These morons just remembered the G.I. Joe movie and just conflated it,
and they think it's like real. And they went underground.
What happened? The Ice Age destroyed a lot of their world.
Yeah,
remember that? So they went underground and were so sick of seeing these humans that evolved from missing links. These humans that they didn't like what the humans are doing to the planet.
Yeah.
So they have this master plan. The BET can harness enough energy finally to with its Moesha reruns to shoot enough energy into the space to fire up these spores that will then turn all humans just into serpents and creatures.
And that's what happens to Cobra Commander.
So Cobra, they had like individually they can do a spore a person.
Yeah.
But for their big goal, they need the
transform
BET.
the whole planet. You
right.
Need the
they
need
the
black
BET.
entertainment television.
You need the black entertainment television to make it work. And so what they do is they're sick of Cobra Commander failing, so they put a spore on him, and he just slowly becomes an actual snake throughout the movie. And it just gets really. As a kid, it was creepy.
Yeah.
When he's with Roadblock, a member of the Joes who loses his vision, and Cobra Commander decides to help him because he felt betrayed by Cobra Law.
Right.
So he's helping Roadblock try to send word to the G.I. Joes to get help.
But Roadblock doesn't trust him.
Roadblock doesn't trust him, but he's still dealing with him because
As
he's blind.
slowly turning into a snake.
Right. As he's blind, Cobra Commander sees for him, and he leads his way. And Cobra Commander just eventually just devolves and starts going, I was once
a man. I had a
once.
penis.
I had a
penis.
I fucked. And you find out that he's like a couple of thousand years old too in this.
Yeah.
With the lore, he was like a nobleman scientist that Globulus
something
recruited.
blew up in his face, and you get to see the eye.
Yeah.
You get a glimpse of what his face looked like.
Yes.
With all the eyeballs.
And so, it's
Here's a question.
yeah, go.
Yeah.
Already pissed you didn't see it. I
Right?
get it. You already
like
bummed
you
you missed
regret
This-
going enjoying the
You
water.
regret-
Right?
This movie seems tailor-made to get a cameo from Mr. T, and I'm wondering why we don't get one.
That's a great question. There probably wasn't a license there.
Asking price was too much.
Probably too much.
Next tier down, Sergeant
But
Slaughter.
I mean, Sergeant Slaughter takes care of anything a cameo would do. Cody, it's insane how overpowered Sergeant Slaughter. It's like it is. Remember how awesome Captain Marvel's powers were in Endgame, where she flies in and destroys.
Yes.
So that times 10 is what Sergeant Slaughter does.
Had the Avengers had Sergeant Slaughter,
It's over. So his Sergeant
Thanos
Slaughter
never gets the gauntlet.
No, he doesn't. Thanos never gets it, and he would have done the same thing. So Sergeant Slaughter takes out Nemesis. You saw that guy, the guy with the wings, Cody, at the beginning, who lifted the tank, the evil guy. Sergeant Slaughter fucks him up at the end, and as he's fucking him up, he's like, "This is for gung ho, something and someone low light to the Joes who got injured. This is for Duke. This is for Roadblock," and then he's just elbow dropping him. That's all he's doing. It's just elbow dropping him.
Devastating elbow drop.
Devastating elbow drop.
The most
it kills him.
devastating.
It
Yeah,
kills him.
it kills him.
And his last elbow drop, then it does the double axe handle.
Yeah.
It's elbow drop, double axe handle, elbow drop, double axe handle to the chest. And the last double axe handle is, "And this is for the US of A." And
And that's the one.
and that's the one that ends him.
That's the one that ends the guy because he did it for the US of A.
And then he just throws him into a pit, his lifeless body.
With a double axe handle
With a
smash.
double axe handle smash. And now, here's the funny part, Cody, is this was being written at the exact same time the Transformers film was being written, both Hasbro properties.
Yes.
And they decided to kill off Duke, the leader of the G.I. Joes, to make way for Flint, who was his younger brother who was going to replace him, Don Johnson's character. And what happens is they're having this big battle against Serpentor. Flint is Serpentor near the end. And Serpentor takes one of his little snake necklaces, turns it into a deadly venomous dagger or spear, and throws it at Flint. But then Duke jumps in the way, gets it right in the heart.
Smack dab in the heart.
And for the first time in
Smack dab
any
in the-
G.I. Joe, like you see a lot of blood.
You see blood.
Blood just shoots out, and he falls. And then the medic comes, like, here. He's like, "Don't worry, Duke." The medic goes, "I think this is one thing he's not going to be able to help me out with." Everything is pointing to Duke dying. And that was in the script, Cody. And it inspired Hasbro to go, why don't we kill off Optimus Prime? So because of a production conflict, the Transformers movie came out first.
Yeah.
And Prime's death was so shattering that they had to change it.
that they aborted.
They aborted.
They pulled the plug.
But even though he dies, Duke is dead. If you watch that scene,
He's dead. He loses color.
if you watch that scene with no audio, he's a dead. They're all crying and he's dead. But right when he falls silent, and there's just this pointless voiceover where Scarlet goes, "Duke's fallen into a coma." Like, it's just like, how do you know? He's like, well, she's not a
She's
doctor.
seen enough of this. She knows when someone falls into a coma on a battlefield.
And then General Hawk, it's the great. See, Cody, you missed this. It was the greatest moment in film history. I'm going to put it up there. The greatest.
Wow.
It's General
It's
Hawk.
up there.
General
I don't know greatest, but top three.
Top three. General Hawk turns to the camera
Yeah.
with tears pouring down his face.
A general, mind you.
General, Cody.
A general.
And he goes, "Yo, Joe." See, not a dry eye in that.
Nope.
No, this movie never made it to theaters, but had it made it to theaters, not a dry eye in the
Clean
house.
sweep at the Oscars.
Clean
Sweep at the
Whatever
Oscars.
won that year is lucky that didn't come out when it. He just, come on, tears in his eyes,
I
Cody.
mean, a Sergeant Slaughter accepting an Oscar for.
And he just says the same thing. This is for gung ho low light.
It's for the good old USA.
Duke. This is for road line. This is
For the USA.
That's it.
I'm surprised his acting career didn't take off.
I
after
know.
this.
I mean, it was weird. It just.
Shocking.
It's so. So, and the funniest thing is too is the BET Globulus uses it to fire the spores, and he's successful.
Yeah.
And Flint is then able to fight off Globulus, jump on the BET, and shoot enough Tyler Perry movies at the spores that they actually
It neutralizes.
it
them.
neutralizes it. And then so the finals, and again, Duke is somehow alive still, and they celebrate. So as they're all celebrating, someone goes, "Hey," you hear a voice just off camera, "Duke's out of his coma." And but then they couldn't. I guess it was just they couldn't fix it. But the final shot is Flint with Jinx, his love interest, who's top 5 G.I. Joe. Can we call Jinx top 5? I should have put her back in the day. Jinx is an amazing G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And so
You can.
Flint is with his love interest Jinx, and they're watching like.
I thought Flint was with Lady J.
No, it's Jinx. Remember, she was. They had the kiss and the and as these spores, Cody, are now just becoming stardust falling from the sky harmlessly. Flint looks up and he goes, "You did it again, big brother," or something like that. It's a line about how this is Duke's ghost watching out for us, but he wasn't dead.
He's not. He's just taking a nap underground. For 6 feet underground.
6
He's just
feet underground.
taking
He's
a nap.
So you know what? It's just as good of a movie watching it now.
But how much better of a film had this been had Transformers as a movie come out after this?
Ooh,
If they had killed Duke.
better. Because it's the only emotional punch in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be, well, except for Roadblock getting blind, because he was like a fan favorite.
Right.
And that was like shocking. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Him and Cobra Commander were like, whoa, what the fuck? But everything else, there were really no stakes because the Joes just got captured. They weren't killed.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there was never killing in G.I. Joe.
Right. And when
That was
when,
one of the jokes of G.I. Joe.
Right.
Is they would blow up an airplane and you'd see a parachute.
parachute. And when they take the BET, gung ho, and they just get knocked out.
Yeah.
They're just injured. They even say that 3 men got injured because of you, Flint. You know, like there was no Duke dying.
One's got a sprained ankle.
Right.
He won't walk for 3
What's he
weeks.
gonna do? It's
He's not gonna be able to play with his kid
God damn it, dude.
until next
Look,
Tuesday.
you happy, Flint? You son of a bitch. So it's just very weird, and then you have the
Flint's gonna have to wear a splint on his wrist.
because of you. So the only real emotional punch was Duke.
Yeah.
And they just take it away.
take it away.
Instantly. He falls to his death. He says goodbye to his brother.
Yeah.
And then immediately Scarlett or Lady Jeff.
Oh my God, he went to a coma.
Duke's gone into a coma. And it's just like, wait, what? Like a coma? How do you know? There's no
no
the
diagnosis.
medic wasn't
And
there.
Shouldn't the doc make that call?
Yeah, shouldn't the doc be the one to make that? Duke's fallen into a coma. It was just and then it just fucking General Hawk. That's the moment of the
Yo,
movie.
Joe.
Just with tears in his eyes, turning to the face of the camera. Yo, Joe. It was fucking amazing.
I mean, to make a general cry.
That's it. So, Cody, in your 30 minutes, what grade do you give G.I. Joe? Cody, you got to finish watching it before RoboCop, at least for trades. You know that, right? You got to at least finish it before
Yeah.
RoboCop, so you can at least.
I mean, I feel like I've seen it now that you guys have
It's
talked
true.
about it.
That's true.
You
And don't
guys
worry,
painted
Cobra
such a
Commander
picture.
comes back. He doesn't
Cobra
stay as
Commander, he
Snake.
doesn't say Snake. He comes back and eventually
Later
yeah.
on.
And what a chode Serpentor was, huh?
I hated Sprinter.
What
I
a-
hated
just a
when they
pointless,
did it.
I know. This is dumb.
Cobra Commander is such a great villain. One of the all-time great
Best.
villains.
And then you give it to this
And then you
chump.
give it this fucking
Ugh,
douchebag.
He sucked. This I command.
Ugh.
So, Cody, your 30-minute summary, if you had to grade it based on the 30 minutes you saw.
A plus?
Yeah,
Hey!
right, yes, right.
I
That's
I'll
mine.
take it. It's said.
This movie is, look, I am grading it the same way I graded it when I saw it. This is an A+ movie. Right now, it's a solid F. But, looking at it just as far as cohesion and anything that makes any sense, it is a massive,
Storytelling-wise.
it's a massive F.
It's a train wreck of epic proportions.
But, I mean, and it was funny, but watching it again, I was like, this movie is so bad. And then General Hawk crying, saying, yo, Joe, I'm like, A+.
Sold
A
it.
fucking
Sold it.
plus.
Talk about a Hail Mary at the end of the game.
That was DeAndre Hopkins catching
That was
that.
Kyler
catching
Murray to
that
DeAndre
Kyler
Hopkins.
Murray.
You're like, what is this dog shit that's happening in front of me?
Yo.
Oh my God! Best movie of all time.
He caught it. So there we go, everybody. Cody, so we can give us more of your thoughts on it, right? When we open with RoboCop next week, because the votes.
Yeah, we'll fill in the blanks.
Let's just see right now.
Where are we at on the vote? And if you haven't gone to the poll to vote, how long is the voting thing up for?
24 hours.
Oh, so it's gonna be too late by the time this is.
By the time this is,
by the
it's
time people
over.
see this.
But let's see
Don't
where we're
worry
at. Do you
about
want to see where we're at? You curious?
I'm curious. What's the poll say?
What are you going to guess? Cody, what do you want to guess that everyone's saying, should we watch this on Thanksgiving? What are you guessing the numbers are? RoboCop.
I'm going to say it's 100% yes.
100% yes. Eddie?
I don't think it's 100.
Okay.
I'm gonna say probably 75%.
Right now, with 21 hours as of recording this, 21 hours left to go, we are at 6% no, 94% yes.
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
looks like we're going to have to do this RoboCop.
I'm going to demand a recount.
Well, there we go.
Sounds like there's some fraudulent ballots.
Some fraudulent things going on. So there we go. Thank you for tuning in. You know where to find us. Another wonderful episode of Good Willow Hunting where we talk the amazing GI. What grade did you give it?
I'm gonna give it A minus.
A minus. Is that just flat?
Only because it takes the Hail Mary to make it.
And
great.
doesn't it still? Does that moment not hold up still?
Absolutely.
I mean,
had
come
Duke
on.
really died in that moment,
It's the best movie ever.
right?
I think it is. Had Duke actually died, and General
Right.
Hawk turns around and goes, "Yo, Joe."
I mean, it's a moment that Orson Welles wishes he had.
Oh, that piece of
in
shit.
Transformers.
That fucking loser could have never made anything. Owen, I'm kidding. If Owen is watching, if Owen or Tom Bissell are watching,
They tuned out from us a long time
they
ago.
did. But that fucking dude, it was something else. Something. We got to figure out what we're doing after this too.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thank you for tuning in. A minus, A plus, and an A plus from Cody. This is the highest.
How did I
rated.
give it the lowest?
Yeah,
grade?
this is the highest rated Good Willow Hunting we've ever done. I think. I don't think anything.
I
is,
mean, I gave Exorcist a B plus.
I know. And this A minus. This is. Oh man.
Yo, Joe.
Joe. Can we get that real quick, General?
Joe.
Joe. Thank you so much. You know where to find us. We love you all. We'll see you tomorrow for Ramble Radio. Have a great rest of your week and weekend.
Yeah.
And then next week, I guess Thanksgiving, we'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving
will. That's
by
the time.
talking RoboCop. How about that? What else?
Unless there's a big comeback from the nose.
Unless the nose make a huge surge,
Unless they
it
start
looks
counting
like.
all the mail-in ballots.
Right. We'll see. We'll see. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye.